Known as the Lion City, Singapore is the second most densely populated independent country in the world. In just 150 years, Singapore has grown into a thriving center of commerce and industry. Aside from its booming economy, Singapore serves as home to many of the world's religions, such as Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Taoism, Sikhism, and many others. On many occasions, our association members invited Supreme Master Ching Hai to visit Singapore to share her knowledge and wisdom. We now invite you to listen to the following discussion between Supreme Master Ching Hai and our association members, entitled Simple Living and High Thinking, in September 1994.
Well, I think it's almost correct. Otherwise, your country wouldn't develop so far. And it's not so clean, so order, and everyone is safe and having enough income. So the government must be doing the right thing in their own capacity and in such an environment as Singapore. Because for a country who has no natural resource and not have enough land, just have human resources, you really developed well. I have nothing to say about Singapore. Just happy for you. And of course, in the future, if anything else necessary, I think you people will think of a better way to do it. But up to now, I think the life is okay in Singapore, huh?
We do work very long hours here.
Oh, look.
That's the reason for my question.
How long?
Oh, I think for us, especially at certain level, we probably start work as early as getting out of the house as early as 6:30 in the morning.
6:30 in the morning.
Coming back at about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Yeah.
How come you work so hard?
Oh, because I think
Sort of manpower. I thought Singapore also employ other people from different countries. But why don't they accept the refugees as a human resource and also solve the problem of refugees for the world, which the United Nations are stuck with, and solve also manpower problem in Singapore, and also have a humanitarian aspect, and everybody will be happy. And all these happy people will pray for your country. And your country, your government will be more blessed and more prosperous, and every blessing you can get. Because if you save one human life in formidable condition, the blessing is immense. Let alone thousands or many thousands of them. But I think your government will think about it. Huh? That's how the world goes into balance, really. Otherwise, there's too many population here and less population there. Too much manpower stuck there and less manpower here. I don't know why the country don't sit together and agree with each other. You know what I mean? And just do things in a common sense basis. You know what I mean? For example, now Singapore are short of manpower and labor. In Hong Kong, there's just about maybe 20,000 of people there doing nothing every day and making noise. Yeah? And using energy in a not a positive way. Just bring them over. There's no law except the law of love and the law of necessity. I don't know why the law of many countries are so complicated that they could not even get out of them themselves. Yeah, they're all stuck with law. For me, if I run a country, it's more simple. I guess I'm a simple person. I guess I'm not a good politician. If I want to solve problems, it's easy. I see what is needed here, I'll bring over there. That's very simple. There's no problem, really. For humanitarian reasons, there should be no law at all. Like last time, there are many refugees were being suppressed somewhere, and the Canadian government just took airplane over there. Just landed and then picked them up on the airplane, took them home. At that moment, I don't know if there's any parliament involved or any law need to be changed. You know what I mean? Because actually, to be a president or prime minister, you probably be able to, or entitled to, or have the right to some humanitarian action, at least a few times during your power. There must be some power extra in such an emergency, or when it comes to the good of the country. It's probably the prime minister or the president or king can have extra power and privilege to solve this problem on the spot. But as I say, I don't understand politics, so maybe I'm wrong somewhere. If it's for me, it's easier. I just say, okay, we need manpower. Yeah, come on, over there. A lot of people sitting there. We choose some and we'll bring it here. At least some, you know? So we can only do what's possible at the moment. All right? But the Singapore long hour work really is out of my power. You can write to your government and suggest, Yes, that's why our world is not balanced, you know. Somewhere it's too much, somewhere it's too little, and nobody tries to solve it in a simple way. Actually, we'll be able to develop further in the future. And I can probably imagine that the people in the future, after 2,000 years, don't have to work too hard. We will have a different system, a wiser system. And people will probably work for hobby only. Yeah, and we probably don't need money. Yeah, everybody produce what we have, and then we share with each other. We'll be better. But that's what I imagine. I hope it will come true. I think it might. At the moment, we work a lot for nothing. We work a lot, we earn little, yeah, and waste a lot of our time, which we can use for more intelligent practice. Because actually, if a man has more time, he can contribute more. Also, in his relaxed time, he can produce, he can learn, he can train himself in another way of work, and he can use his intelligence for his hobby developing. And the hobby, sometimes people put more more energy in the hobby, and then it produces better results. Yes. I think everyone should work only half a day. That's be enough. And another half day should use for hobby, whatever they like to develop, or their own invention, their own research. Everything is done voluntarily, under their own will and intelligence. It's called hobby. But hobby can be very productive and helpful to society too. Maybe in the future we can go to that. If you live that long, we will see each other. And then don't complain to me as you work 2 short hours. Because people don't live in harmony with each other anymore. The greed and fame have made people blind. Yeah. Great greed, fame, power make people blind. If they all practice meditation like we do, then we don't care. The people who practice meditation don't really care for power. If they have power, they have to fulfill their business, their duty, but that's all. No, none of us like to really make competition and life and death matter anymore. Is that not so? Thanks. It's really very easy for us, all of us, to live a very harmonious and fulfilling life. But if everyone is cooperating, otherwise only a group of us is really cannot affect the whole world. For example, in the United Nations meeting this year in Cairo, the environmentalists have expressed their finding, their research about the world, that if everyone is a vegetarian, then we can pick more people than we have now, and everyone can be fulfilled, and that also if the government also cooperates and distribute the food evenly. You see what I mean? Yes, they all know that. Everybody reads this newspaper, but nobody is willing to do it. Maybe because it's not convenient for them to do it. Therefore, some of the men come to me and say, "Oh, Master, I like very much to join you and be vegetarian, but because I'm a businessman, I have to take people out to eat. Then we mostly eat meat and drink wine together. So what should I do now?" I say, "Don't talk nonsense. You eat yours, they eat theirs. Right? They can eat their meat, but you don't have to eat. And then maybe because you eat vegetarian, you will influence them. And then they will ask about vegetarian diet, and they see you are healthy, intelligent, honest. Maybe they'll respect you more. Why you worry about other people's opinion when it's only good? For example, if you are a businessman and you talk together, and the opponent is a vegetarian person, you keep in 5 precepts, not to tell lies, not to kill, not to cheat people, then don't you trust that partner more? Yes. How can you look down on an honest person? Huh? The one who fears God and keep the precepts. They could only respect them more. You know what I mean? So people are fearsome in some very unreasonable way. So I have to explain to them. That's when we need a friend. See what I mean? For example, I don't do anything great deal to you, but something like that I see very clear. See? I can tell you, I can explain it to you, and then you feel more courageous, and then you not fear anymore. Everybody, even criminals, they respect and trust the honest person, the virtuous person. Is that not so? Yes. Deep down, everybody respects virtuous and honest person. So why, as a businessman, you worry that other people don't trust you when you are vegetarian and when you keep the 5 precepts not to tell lies? For example, huh? Business people most afraid of telling lie people, right? So when you tell them you are vegetarian, and you follow Master Ching Hai, and then you have to keep the 5 precepts. And then he asks you what the 5 precepts say. First, don't tell lie. And they say, So just please stay in business. Yeah, even if they don't eat vegetarian themselves, and they don't keep the precept themselves, but they will trust you. You know what I mean? They trust you. So why you worry about it? You know what I mean? Okay. So you try to broaden your knowledge, physically as well as spiritually by meditation and researching with books. When you're bored, you read books and watch some documentary film or some spiritual film that boosts your belief in God and spiritual practice. Go talk to people about what you find, a new discovery. Meditation bring peace, love, and intelligence into your life. You have to tell people. That's how you should spend your time now. No more brooding, no more boring, and no more thinking too much time and doing nothing. And you work too hard, you can reduce it. For virtuous people, things will not happen very gravely. Don't worry. Even if there is a great destruction in this world, when disaster comes, when a drastic situation happens, then our soul will be withdrawn quickly before you have to suffer physically. You understand? For the virtuous people, it's like that. So even before your body dies, your soul is already gone. Before your body suffers, you don't know nothing. It looks like the body suffers, but you don't feel, because God will be merciful. If something drastic happens like that, the soul will be withdrawn quickly to heaven, and your body is there, like a car crash, but the driver is not there. So don't worry about this, okay? Whether or not. But let's save our world as much as we can. Otherwise, we resign to God's will. Whatever He wants to do with the world is fine. Okay? But practice meditation, before it's too late. Practice every day, like your last day. That's how you improve. And that's how you help to clean the atmosphere of this world for our children, and for our neighbors. All right, thank you. Good night. Thank you. It's the body business, the cells, the DNA, the record, but not the soul. Yeah. So when the soul comes inside this body full of bad information, DNAs, of course they look bad, because the soul has to struggle with this habit, with cell information to become a pure cell, to show the purity. But that's why sometimes you see that person bad, that person's good, but actually it's our DNA only. There's the cells imprint that make them look like that. But they are purely saints. They are only saints. They are Buddha, they are angel. Nothing else inside them. Understand? So don't mistake the DNA for the real person inside of you and the neighbor. Okay? Understand why I say I'm blessed when I'm with you? Thank you, huh? Love you, huh? Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today on Between Master and Disciples. Please tune in tomorrow and every day for more inspiring lectures by Supreme Master Ching Hai. Up next, more positive programming, uplifting your spirit, here on Supreme Master Television, right after noteworthy news. So please keep that dial here on Supreme Master Television. May God bless you and your land with peace, harmony, and prosperity.